Among those coming this year for this 98th tournament, 9 defending champions, and you're looking at one of them right there, Arthur Johnson at 112 pounds, defending against Kennedy McKinney, and this is a rematch. Arthur Johnson, 5'7", out of East St. Louis, Illinois, and he is a sophomore at the University of Edwardsville College in Edwardsville, Illinois. The young man across the ring from him, Kennedy McKinney, is looking for redemption because he was stopped by Arthur Johnson in the second round in the finals in 1985. Referee Paul Connor, and the fight is on at 112 pounds, flyweights. The height and reach advantage, a little bit of it, goes to the defending champion Arthur Johnson.
Johnson really is one of the top, the outstanding people on this American boxing scene, Keith. He's just a very strong young fighter, talented, does not use his height and reach, likes to get inside, but really wings with his left hand.
The rules of boxing. You see the white gloves, the white knuckles. You must land that portion of the glove on the opposition in order to score a point. The headgears are a requisite of amateur boxing. The standing 8 count will be administered in the sole judgment of the referee. The referee does not have a ballot in deciding who wins and who loses. There are 5 judges at ringside, and these flyweights are opening at a torrid pace. They are really after each other, and both of them went through tough fights in the semifinals last night. One of the punches that you want to watch for with Arthur Johnson. One of the punches that you want to watch for with Arthur Johnson is the left hook. It's sneaky, and it's very effective, and he uses it a lot. But I see in McKinney, Alex, a little more resolve. I think he wants to reach.
Oh, he is absolutely determined to avenge that defeat in last year's amateurs, Keith. He was ahead in that fight until he got caught in that second round. Moving, keep circling to his left. To his left.
Good right hand chopped in there by Johnson, and that got the attention of Kennedy McKinney. They met each other on 2 previous occasions. They know well, and it looks to me like McKinney might be a little wobbly, but he's trying to cover it at least by being aggressive. They fight. Arthur Johnson stalking his man. Kennedy McKinney losing to Johnson a year ago, and really wants to bounce back and claim the gold medal, and he was just stung by a short, sharp right hand. Sharp right hand.
Serious young man, Arthur Johnson, on the right of your screen. He might look like he's showboating. He says he's trying to draw his man into throwing right hand so he can counter with that left.
Well, he got one there. He got 2 to the side of the head from McKinney. But he retaliates with a very strong straight right of his own. Alex, that left hand of Arthur Johnson is as quick as any left hand I've seen in a long time from a 19-year-old.
Especially when he throws the hook. He really wings it when he turns that hook over. That 10-point differential would translate into a 3-point difference theoretically. There's no way in the world that was a 3-point round.
My own sense sitting here watching it, I felt Johnson still had control. Even though McKinney closed with a flourish, it was Johnson who landed the more authoritative punches, especially in the middle of the round. But that's the way the pros think. That's not the way it's done.
I think I succumbed to the closing second theory where McKinney came on so strong in the end of the round. That's what I remembered. I gave it a 1-point round. I have it even right now.
The 5 judges who must decide the winner, the gold medalist of the flyweight for 1986.
Arthur Johnson was a clear coming into this fight. He's just laying a good right hand. Snap McKinney's head back. It might have hurt him a little bit.
McKinney comes back off the ropes and lands a right of his own, but Johnson is right in front of him, digging hard to the body, and a wicked left to the face of McKinney by Johnson.
I was going to say, Johnson was a clear favorite. He's let McKinney into this fight. Connor stops it right there. Warns him for talking to his opponent.
Can't coach and can't talk in amateur boxing.
But in the closing seconds, Arthur Johnson, I think perhaps realizing the fight was closer than he expected it to be, has turned it on. Right now he's in control of the fight.
Arthur Johnson of East St. Louis trying to repeat in the flyweight division. He had a goodly amount of success at 106 pounds before he grew up to 112. Good left hand by McKinney. Johnson comes back with a combination. Now Johnson does get busy. Of course, going back to what you said a moment ago, you want to make sure that last 30 seconds is busy, especially since this is the end of the fight. And we're now inside. 30 is the end of the fight. And we're now inside 30 seconds.
That was vintage Arthur Johnson. Dug two lefts to the body, came up top, finished with a right hand. Now he's stalking his man. Still has to let his hands go a little bit more. I'm really surprised he hasn't been as busy as he has been in earlier fights, both in this tournament and his past career.
Final seconds ticking away. Johnson throwing the punches, trying for the gold medal for a second straight year.
In the red corner, Arthur Johnson from St. Louis, Missouri.
So Arthur Johnson repeats as the national champion in the flyweight division. 112 pounds and a good fight against an old foe, Kennedy McKinney.
His opponent today is Arthur Johnson, Minneapolis, Minnesota, who's been the outstanding United States fighter, 112 pounds for 3 years.
Well, Arthur Johnson, a three-time United States champion, won a Goodwill Games gold medal. He's had plenty of experience internationally. He's certainly an experience in world stature paper. Gives the Cubans a
Pick with that right jab. He's the classic amateur boxer, just wants to score points. Arthur Johnson, in becoming the first man to win 3 consecutive U.S. amateur titles, is coming off an operation to his right hand in January, and whether he babies that or not, we'll wait and see. Kept him from defending his title for an unprecedented 4 straight time.
get kind of bored of those three.
And again, we see a recommendation by the American judge, by the American referee Bob Wimberly of Patterson, New Jersey, that a point be deducted. That when you have 2 outstanding boxers in the ring like these two, that could be a very, very big point. That was a very nice move there by Arthur Johnson. So I'm screw with the left and then duck under the counter punch by Reyes coming back. Arthur Johnson almost never blocks a punch. He always slips punches, so that puts him in a position to counter punch. He has not been doing that with much regularity here today. The undisputed cruiserweight, junior heavyweight champion of the world.